Okay, this is our next project. So this is a old utility trailer my father-in-law had. It needs a little bit of work. So it hasn't been licensed for like 18 years. So in Ohio at least, the process for that is, since it's under 4,000 pounds, you don't require a title, but you do have to take it to an official station to get it weighed. So I just completed that. I got an official ticket with the weight on it. Now I'm good to go to the BMV and get it get a license plate for it. So yeah, make sure you follow whatever the laws are in your state. Start with your BMV or DMV or whatever they call it, and anyway, go from there. In this case, this is a 4x8 foot utility trailer, like I said, and it needs the wiring redone. The lights don't work. It is a tilt trailer, and I think that works okay. Need to put a new pen on it. I'm going to paint it, just get it a little more respectable, but mainly once it's legal with the license, I want to get the lights working. So that's where we're at. I think it'll be handy to have, so we'll spend a little time working on this. Okay, a little trailer 101 here. So this guy has what's called a 4-flat connector. You see what's on the trailer has these 3 pins, 3 male and 1 female. And they break out into a ground wire, which, if you can see on the original, this is the exact same rig that they had on the original. So in the original, they don't use the ground, they just have it coiled up here. And then there's a left and a right. So you can see the green and black, I guess, is the right, the passenger side, if you will. And the yellow and black is the driver's side. So I need to pass this through this guy. So I'm going to cut the one end of the wire and try to pull it through with that. Otherwise I'm going to have to use a long stick to push it through. But it'd be much easier if I can fasten it to the one wire that's already there and pull it on through. Okay, so this had a little quick connector thing on it. Let's see if I can show you. It was a plastic connector like this that had this metal piece on it that quickly spliced the 2 blacks together. Okay, so this is the closest thing I could find to it, basically the same thing. So what I need to do is cut this guy off here. Okay, yep, that black one free. And then what I need to do is where I'm going to splice it, right in here, I want to separate these two. So I can just have the black one. So it's got one end blotted out. I don't know if that's completely intentional. I think it is meant to be the one that you do this with, but you can break it loose if you have to. And then this guy goes in this side. Hold on. Let's do this first. There we go. So I got that in there. I stick this end in here. Far enough? Yep. And then I should just close it. Snaps together. No. Did not work. Hold on. Didn't go far enough. There we go. Okay. So now it's solid. Okay. Alrighty. And this goes through a little loop down here, so I'm going to cut this. Now that, I have to feed this through. Alright. And then that evidently just goes through another loop over here where it's tied off. Now it gets a little more complicated, so let me move the camera. Let's go this way. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright, so there's another quick connector here. We have another side light here and then the tail light, okay? So there's a quick connector here, and then there's a quick connector on the end. Actually, 3 of them. So, okay, so this has the 2 tail lights, this guy and the one above. I don't have a lot of confidence in them, but as far as I can tell, they're sealed. So the only way to do it is to replace the whole unit. So I'm going to have to order those. Good news is they still make the same size, and same company makes them. They're truck light model 60s. Now I can get LEDs as opposed to these are bulbs that are probably burnt out. But anyway. And then on the side we have 4 little bulbs. Okay. So these are Phillips, but they're GE 194s. So if I take one of these guys out, I'm not even going to bother checking them. I'm just going to replace them because they're 25-year-old bulbs and they might be fine, but I'm starting fresh. Okay, just a little turn. I'm going to do the same on the top here. Actually, I'll do all 4 of these and then we'll try checking whether it actually does anything or not. I see no lights. Yeah, so I put the hazards on. It's not working on either end. So what I'm going to have to do is order new tail lights, and then we'll pick it up from there. Okay, so the original tail lights were a truck light model 60, and I found these guys on Amazon. I think it was like $20 for the pair of them, but they're LEDs, which didn't even exist in this world for when this trailer was built. So I'm going to go ahead and try to wire these in. Okay, this project is taking a lot longer than I planned on. I got distracted and came back to it. I did get the LED lights. I'll show you those working here in a second. And I changed the way I had the wiring. So I basically cut out the side lights, the little lights on the side, I don't care. And I used these solder connectors instead of the wire nuts. So I'm going to have a separate video on those solder connectors. They're pretty cool. But anyway, so I've got this guy wired up. It works now. The difference is I was under the assumption that it was wired correctly before. So before, if you remember at the beginning of the video, I took the ground wire and just wrapped it around, which is the way it was before, but it actually needs the ground connected to the chassis. So maybe in the past, having the trailer on the ball just gave it enough of a ground. Now that it's all rusty and everything, that's not really necessarily working right. So get a much better result with the ground connected to the chassis. I also put a new safety chain on. The old one was pretty rusty and not making me feel real safe. So this way, if it hops off the ball, it'll stay on the vehicle. So all right, I'm going to put it right side up, and we'll hook it up and show that the lights work, and then I think we're pretty much done. Okay, so here's the safety chains hooked up. I've got the quick release connectors on there, so that makes that pretty nice. And I put the ground wire on to where I've got it tied to the chassis. So just sitting on the ball right now. You'd have to tighten that down if you're going to move it. The only thing I really changed from the original is below the taillight are two holes. I don't know if you can see it or not, where the license plate's supposed to go. And that is a terrible design because it's a tilt trailer, and when you tilt it, it bends the license plate. So I drilled a couple holes up here on the wheel well. I'm going to put it on there. That should work a lot better. So other than that, I'm going to hook it up and show you the lights work, and then I'm done. Originally I was going to paint it, but it's gotten too cold already. You didn't see yesterday when I was finishing this up, it was snowing, so at the beginning of the video I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I am not wearing shorts and a t-shirt today. So okay, so there's the starting the car up, and then there's the brakes. Let's go ahead and do the hazards. There they go, flashing. And that's the brakes again. And then we have a left turn signal and a right turn signal. Okay. Alrighty, everything's working. Everything's legal. I got it licensed, got the tail lights working, all good. So this is what I'm going to do for this year. Next year I'm going to paint it, but for now it's good. So I hope you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to subscribe.